And we are live with another episode of Brownish. Y'all know my coach, the beautifully talented and hilarious Sasha Merci, who I'm fighting with right now.
Oh,
We'll get into that. We'll get into that. How are you, Sasha?
I'm doing very well. I didn't know if I could do it on a sneak tip because I was on your page and I'm like, wait a minute.
Oh, well, let's explain what's happening here.
Yeah.
You were not following me on Instagram till today.
That is insane.
We've done like 4 months of shows.
Exactly. I just don't understand how that happened. I don't understand how I could let that I felt so bad. Like, I'm like going to your page and then it says follow back. And I'm like, hold up. I follow him. And it turned out that I had to do it today. But I'm correcting my mistake.
Here's the best part is if you would have done it, I wouldn't have even realized it because I don't like check like who's following me. Who is this? So if you would have just followed, I wouldn't have known. But you ratted yourself out. You were like,
I
oh,
did. I wanted to come clean. You want to know why? Because let's say you're not a person that really is big on who's following you or not, right? But it would have been weird if, let's say, you looked on your phone and you said follow from Sasha, and you would have been like, what the heck is this? So I'd rather come clean and be like, yo, my mistake. Fix it.
All right. Well, it's been fixed. We're still fighting, but it's gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right. We're gonna get through this.
Okay.
I'm excited. We got two special guests today. It's usually one, but today we got two. They are a creative team, which I'm sure they follow each other on Instagram. I'm sure one of them's now not following and doing it today.
Oh, I see.
I'm sure they know what's up. Let's bring them in. First off, we have Mimi Luisa Davila. How are you?
Hi. Wow, this is so. I love the little flyer banner thing that says my name.
And we also have your comedy cohort, comedy teammate. What do we call it? Lorenzo.
We call each other life partners without the sex.
Okay.
Because we have been friends for 15 years. We've lived together. We write together. It's not much we don't do together, except for that.
Okay.
That's amazing.
And you guys, you two are the brain power behind the Chonga Girls.
Yes.
Wow, I love the flyer, the banner.
Listen, I've been in quarantine for 3-4 months now. I'm getting good.
You got time.
I got time to learn all this.
Respect.
Oh.
I met y'all at Hispanicize, was that last year? And I became immediate fans of both of you.
Oh,
I did.
Thank you. Yeah, I saw you perform your stand-up at the HBO.
Oh yeah, that was great. I think it was Pero Like who. It was
an HBO comedy.
Oh yeah.
Latino comedy night.
Yeah. I think Spanish Aquí Presents was there though.
And then I know Sasha just from the online waves, and I think we have like one person in common, but I never met this person in real life. It's again like an online thing. J. Lou Fair.
Oh,
that was the first thing I saw of you.
Me and Erik were like
produced your web series.
Yeah, he produced
about the dating, right, in New York.
Well, you know what's so funny? I just assume you all know each other because, like, with the stand-up comedy scene, everybody, it's such a small scene.
So small,
so I just assume, like, sketch comedy, online people, like, know each other. And, like,
I think we know of each other, but we don't, like, I'm happy that I'm finally, like, talking to you for real.
For real, like, we're actually talking, having a conversation, and, like, let's link up some more. Because I know the Chonga Girls have been around for a very long time. Since like 2007, I think.
Yeah. They've been around and then they disappeared for 10 years and then they came back.
Okay. Yes. And why did they disappear? You guys were just like,
No.
Well, we both ended up, when we first started it, we were in college. I'm sorry, we were in high school when we started the Chonga-iest thing. And we didn't really have a manager. kind of guiding us. We also didn't know what YouTube would later become. So we were just like, oh, haha, this was fun.
We didn't know what we had tapped into. It was a very happy accident, and it was the beginning of the whole YouTube digital thing. So
we didn't really know. And then Mimi ended up going to college in Texas, and I stayed in Miami. I went to New World School of the Arts. And so we still stayed best friends, and we would call each other all the time. Every time she would come down to Miami, we would hang out. But it was just, we never thought about creating again like that.
No.
So now, because I'm not gonna lie, I had to Google chonga because that's not really a known slang. Like, can you guys define chonga for everybody?
Yes. Well, historically, I'll do the historical thing, and then now that you can say the non-historical
learning panel. Historically, it originated.
Well, it all began in around the 1980s in Miami, when there was a lot of Cuban immigrants coming, and they started using the word chusma/chonga. It's not really like for sure which term originated first. But it was, the chonga was referred to a working class Cuban girl in Miami. And now Laura will give you the non-historical definition.
We have seen chongas historically all throughout our lives. We all know Rosie Perez, big chonga, J-Lo, big chonga.
Mm-hmm. Cardi B.
We have Cardi B, and it's basically Latina girls who are not afraid to speak their minds. We wear our hoops. We wear tight clothes because it looks sexy, but also because it's hot where we're from, which is mostly the Caribbean. We're just loud and proud, and we don't let anyone say anything to us. They're not allowed. We have the last word, basically.
And I would say we're like the cousins of cholas. Like cholas, like the West Coast version, but cholas are way more into like a gangster lifestyle, like for real. Like they're really about it.
Like they will touch you. I feel like chongas will just give you the attitude.
Chongas will fight, but chongas are way more like pretty girl types, I think. But they will fight.
Petty. They're also petty.
Yeah.
They will fight if they have to, though. But yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like
they're not like really. They may date gang members, but they're not in gangs themselves.
Yeah, they don't.
I feel like you guys are defining half of my family right now.
I feel like
everybody knows a chonga, and everybody. I think a lot of like, especially this generation, because the chongas were like really all over in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this generation, if you're not like a self-proclaimed chonga, you have an inner chonga inside of you waiting to come out.
Yeah,
inner chonga.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't call myself a chonga in middle school though, because I didn't feel cool enough. Because the chongas, like, they ruled the school in middle school and high school. Like, they looked good. They had the Air Force Ones. They had the gel slicked back. Like my mom was like, I cannot afford these shoes. You about to go in your pay.
I wasn't allowed. I wasn't allowed to have my hair wet and have the chonga look.
Yeah. No, I was also like in drama class. So I was just like, nope. You're just a drama geek. That's all you are.
You can't do Shakespeare with the chonga look?
No, I think you can, and I'm sure some production somewhere has already tried that. Like A Midsummer's Night Dream with chongas.
Hello? Well, Hamilton, kind of, if you think about it.
I haven't seen Hamilton.
Oh, boy.
Their attitude is very chongalicious. And
it's coming out on Disney Plus, so you can now watch
I just saw the trailer. That's why I said it.
Hola, Leo Saavedra.
Saludos.
So now, how you guys film this sketch for YouTube? You have no idea what it's going to do. At what point do you realize something's happening, something's changing?
That's the thing about going viral like that, especially back in the day. I think like you find out immediately because the number just kept growing and growing, and then next thing you know, we were on Power 96. Okay, in Miami, the #1 radio station is Power 96. Mm-hmm. And we were on Power 96 and we called the radio and we were like, that's our song.
I mean, I think that's when we really realized that we went viral. Like, because you see the numbers and you're just like, oh, cool, people are watching our videos. But then you hear the song on the radio and you're like, oh, wait a second. Like, people know about this.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And my mom did not. I remember when I showed my mom, she came to pick me up from Mimi's house because I was always at Mimi's house in high school because both our moms are immigrant and very overprotective. So I couldn't go to the fair. I couldn't go to the mall. The same with Mimi. And so I was like, can I at least go to Mimi's house? And she's like, fine, but you have to take your little brother with you. A grown man. So we would just play dress up and we would make videos. And so when we finished Chonga-licious, I remember we're like, oh, mommy, look at this funny video. She don't know what a chonga is. So she sees us dressed like that. And she's like, why do you look like a prostitute? You're not putting this on the internet. And we're like, what? No. What are you talking about? And then the video started getting views. And then it's on the radio. And she's like, louder.
I think we were also too, like, at the time, because now 17-year-olds, hey, Kelly. I feel like now 17-year-olds are like, they're so woke and they know everything. But at that time we were 17 and we just didn't know what to do with it. I mean, we were so excited. We were so happy. We were going on interviews and all this stuff, but like the whole internet game wasn't established yet. And we didn't know what to do. But I think, everything happens for a reason.
Absolutely.
We were just like, SNL, discover us on our local CBS station.
Yeah.
Yeah, please. Yeah, they do need Latinos. But like, how's your parents' reaction though? Were they like, oh my God, I see what you're doing? Or like, okay, that was cute, now back to school?
My mom was excited.
Oh, my mom was, my whole family is made up of artists. My grandpa's a painter. My aunts and uncles, they're all musicians. My parents, like everyone in my family is an artist. And so when this thing went live like that, at first my mom was like, I don't like how you're dressing. But when I explained it to her, she was just like, well, what do we have to do? And we're like, well, they're asking us to perform at Passion's nightclub. And my mom's like, well, no, okay, let's do it. Let's go. They were so supportive.
Were you guys getting paid to perform at these clubs?
Very little.
Like
at the time, it was like $500 a performance.
Oh.
For both of us.
But when you're 17 and you're going to like 21
We're like,
over clubs, we were like, wow. We were so
17 is like $500. I'm rich.
Oh my God.
I get free drink, like a free water.
Yeah, technically per person.
That's crazy, man. Because I think that, again, like, you're right. At that time when things went viral, people just didn't know what to do afterwards. So because of that, like, I know, Laura, that you went on to Me Too, but Mimi, like, what did you go to school for? Like, were you thinking maybe you were going to get into the entertainment industry? How did that happen?
Oh, yeah. I've always been an actress. And I'm classically trained, and that was always my intention. So when this thing went viral, I didn't put two and two together that, like, this could help me in my career. I was like, okay, cool. Now, what's the next thing? Shakespeare, you know what I mean? Or whatever. And then it wasn't until I moved to LA and then Laura came, and that we were like, oh, and we were lucky enough, or maybe the timing was right, that when we did go to LA and we did start up the channel again, there was just like an energy momentum.
But also, I just want to say really quick, we realized, because Mimi she doesn't like it when I say this, but Mimi was there a year before me. Because you always like to say that you came here with me at the same time. Okay, bueno, bye. So Mimi, bueno, bye. Mimi got to LA a year before me, then I joined her. And for about a year, we were just there trying to figure out LA because, you're just like, damn, like, what am I supposed to do? What is the first step? I have to get agents. I have to get a manager. I'm trying to take all the ground links classes and UCB classes. I'm trying to immerse myself into the comedy, but I'm just like, auditions weren't working out. Like, we felt like there was nothing out there for us, that nothing was really representing us. It's like, how are you supposed to audition for all these like white people, things, and they're not even going to take a second look at you, because as soon as you start talking, they're like, oh, you're Latina, you know what I mean? So we kept thinking, what can we do together? Let's do something. What can we do that we make ourselves? And then we were like, well, what if we bring the Chonga Girls back? Because it was such a big deal back then. It's like, how do we bring that back? And thankfully around the same time was when that boom started happening, the digital boom with Pero Like and Me Too, and they were all doing sketch comedy, and Mimi and I were like, now is the time to bring it back. And also subsequently, Facebook, our video went viral on Facebook all over again around 2016, but on Facebook instead of YouTube. And we had already been planning it. And so everything just kind of lined up together. And that's when we created the Chonga Diaries.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what I love what you just said is, and I say this all the time, is like a lot of times we get frustrated because there aren't those roles for us so readily available. And I love that you guys took it upon yourselves to go, you know what, let's create something. Let's create our own thing that we have control over and that we understand. Because a lot of times you go into these rooms, and I'm sure you guys went into so many rooms like, oh, the Chonga Girls, and you got some white exec back there like, I'm sorry, what Chonga? What is a Chonga? And then you start explaining to me, it's like, I still don't. And like you guys were like, you know what, we're gonna create this our own platform and get this done.
Yeah.
So now what advice, and I hate to say it like that because it's but like, you know, we do get people that watch, and you know, like what advice do you give somebody who's trying to create content? Like I have a lot of comics, they'll come up to me like, hey, you know, how do you do this? And I try to give them steps because, you know, we go through it, and you guys have gone through it where there's pitfalls that we may not necessarily see. And it sucks because there isn't that old guard that helps stand-up comics, because that they grew up sort of in a way of like, oh, this is mine, just me. And now I feel like we're starting a new wave of like, no, here's this information that I can give you, and hopefully it helps you so you don't fall into those pitfalls.
Right.
I think a big one. I was just talking to my cousin. He wants to do a podcast. He's in Colombia, and he was like, I want to do a podcast, but every time I do it sounds bad. I hate the way I sound. And I'm like, well, what do you sound like? He's like, well, there's this guy that I really, really love, and I'm trying to copy him. And I was like, oh, that's the first mistake. You can't copy anyone. You have to be yourself. Of course you're not going to like how you sound. You're trying to copy someone else. I'm like, that guy already exists.
Right.
They want to know who you are. What do you have to offer? You have to bring out that authenticity, because I think that's what it's about. When you're authentic to yourself, it makes you already stand out. No matter what you're doing, you already stand out when you're talking your truth. I think that's a big one, instead of copying other people. I see a lot of YouTubers, they're copying everything. Everything kind of looks very the same setup, the same everything. And then it's like, well, they're all just becoming clones, even the same makeup, you know? But I think that you stand out when you're different. And it's like, well, what do you have to offer?
Right.
It's loudest 2 cents.
That's a fact. Like sometimes influencers, not influencers, but people that are trying to become influencers or whatever, they're like, how did you start? And it's just like, by doing. You know, like I'm pretty sure when you guys had created the Chonga Girls, it was because it was fun to you.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely.
And that's one thing that I would try to tell everyone is like, is what you're doing fun to you? Is it funny to you? Then it's something that you're bringing to the table that no one else is bringing to the table.
You read my mind. That's exactly what I was gonna say. I was gonna say, you have to have fun, because especially I have a little sister, she's 13 years old, and you know, she's a generation that grew up without ever knowing a time without the internet. And so for her, like, you know, being a TikTok famous person or like having something go viral is a legit goal. And she, you know, she's also a teenager, so she's like trying to find her way, and I'm sure she's not alone in that feeling of like wanting to be seen and wanting to have this attention as external validation. And I always tell her, I'm like, you have to have fun doing it, because you can't control the outcome. You know, you can try really hard and control the outcome of what's going to happen, or try to control your future, but all you can really control is if you're having fun. And I think that when you're having fun and you're coming from a place of love, that the universe responds. And I always think about that with Chonga-licious, because I'm like, that was literally pure fun. And that's what I had grown up doing.
So much when we did it, when we were writing it, it was so funny to us.
And I think most great things come from, even if it's not fun, maybe, but it comes from like a really true place in your heart where you're not really thinking about, oh, is this going to make me famous? And that's, I think that's the struggle of being an artist, a freelance artist, is like always that constant struggle of like trying to survive. But if you're always in survival mode, you're not going to be really creating from the best place. So you have to find that balance of like being present in the moment and just having fun.
And we struggle with that sometimes with our videos because we've been doing it for so long now.
We stopped for we haven't done videos really.
Well, no, I know, but I'm saying when we were doing videos, because we're taking a big, I don't even know if I'm calling it a break at this point. But we decided to focus because we have been on YouTube for so long and doing the social media thing and the influencer. And we were always like, we're not influencers. We don't want to be influencers. I mean, I'm sure that's what some people may call us, but like, that's not really what we are. We're actresses, we're characters. And so we're like, well, if we don't want to stay on YouTube forever, what's the next step? And we're like, okay, let's write a movie. And so we've been writing a movie, which has been hard because neither of us has ever written a pilot, like nothing, you know what I mean? I mean, we've written one-person shows, but like a movie is a completely, different monster. And so we've been putting all our focus into that because we want to make it mainstream. You know what I mean? We want everyone to know who these chongas are, and we want to take them outside of the YouTube space and bring them out into like the big world.
That's interesting, right? Because for me, my understanding of Instagram, it's always like, oh, it's a platform. It's just a step to where you want to go. Because if you just stay on Instagram, you're going to die on Instagram, right? So if Instagram disappears, so do you. So I realized that when you're using Instagram as a tool, you're either becoming a stand-up comedian, you're either becoming an actor, you're either becoming a writer, or YouTube.
Yeah.
It gives you like that platform to like, if you just want to do the same thing that you were doing on Instagram and you make longer shows or videos on YouTube, then that's another, I guess, way. But I think that just staying in these little pockets, you're not going to be able to scale your career unless, you become doing amazing.
Yeah. We wanted to grow too. And this has been such a, I felt like this was a whole college class writing this movie. We have learned so much about writing, things that we would have never learned before, because I studied theater as well, like theater performance, imagínate. So it's like completely different.
Right.
So I thank God, and I loved working at Mitu also because it taught you, and doing the Chonga Girls, it teaches you how to self-produce, how to write, how to act in front of a camera, angles, lighting, editing. We did all of this ourselves. So I feel now we're, well-rounded artists. It really helps that in that.
What was the proudest moment for you girls doing the Chonga Girls, like doing these characters? Where were you the most proudest? When were you the most proudest?
I think I was most proudest when we were doing our web series, the Chonga Diaries. There's 15 episodes of it, and like to this day, I look at it and I'm like, this is amazing. You guys should watch it if you haven't seen it.
No, really.
Did you guys ever think about maybe like talking to Facebook or going to like these web series show? Like,
we had Facebook approach us, and back when they started Facebook Watch, I think the thing with us is like we always had a very specific idea of what we wanted to do with them. Okay. So we were very careful about what we said yes to. We've said a lot of no's.
Good.
Good. Yeah. I'm proud of
having a little time. It's been taking a little time because we really wanted to be perfect. Mm-hmm. Because this is our baby. This is our child. We've worked so hard in it, and it's so special too. Right. It's so special that we don't want to just give it away and then be forgotten and never be seen again. You know what I mean? So,
but I do think there's something to say about being too precious.
Yes, of course.
And you can never be too precious.
That's true.
So we're, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But no, but you and like I understand what you're saying, but
Right.
you do have to have that little bit of integrity, because what happens with a lot of Latin projects is we're so desperate to get that content. We're so desperate to get that content up there that we're willing to say yes to whatever notes they have. Like, yeah, we're gonna change it. And then what you end up getting is this watered down project of stereotypes. And then Latinos watch it and go, I'm not on this. So I love that you guys are being precious with the Chonga Girls. And you know, it hurts when you say no, because you're always scared, like, this could be the thing that messes us up. But say you want that the right project going forward.
Yeah, we really want it to be authentic. We really want people to connect with it, because so many people already connect to the YouTube videos. People love the YouTube videos, you know what I mean? And we want to give them that same emotion. We want to give them that same feeling when they do see it, you know, on TV or at the movies, you know, that it's like, oh, awesome. They didn't, you know, sell out, you know, this is even better than the YouTube, you know?
Right.
That's what we want.
And I think that working on it, like you guys are saying, every day, or like just building, people are going to see that. And one thing that I know is, like, if you do something with love, people are gonna receive it very well. Good.
I'm not gonna lie, Mimi's lighting and background is really bugging me, because it's so like tropical.
I know. I just want to go there. So, is that like your place in Miami?
No, I'm in a hotel right now.
Oh, okay.
In Miami?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. Cool.
It's funny. What you see, it's not her lighting. She's just that tan.
Yeah. We all look like we have no sun. Like, I'm in the dark here, so is that like we're all? And then she's just like, "This is paradise." How's the lockdown? Amazing.
I know. Like, what? I've been here.
What lockdown? I'm at the beach all day.
So, what does the future of the Chonga Girls look like?
Oh, we're currently talking about that. We're still trying to figure out, because, like I said, we do want to grow from the YouTube space and from the Instagram world. So we have been writing on a movie for quite some time. And then I think we're going to write another movie, just because the one we wrote is crazy.
Crazy good? The one that we wrote is all right. This is very I think the more it's good. It's educational for people. I hope there's people watching here that really that are like into this stuff. So when we started writing that movie, we were like a lot more naive about the industry, and we wrote it like thinking that Sony or someone was gonna get it right away. And who knows, that may happen, but like the reality of
we wrote a big budget. Well, it's not
big budget.
It's not that much.
But we wrote a genre movie.
Okay.
We wrote
I'm waiting for both of you to drop, like, we wrote Chonga Girls Go to Space. Because y'all still keep like teasing.
It's because it's literally where we are in our process right now. So we're trying to figure it out.
Well, we wrote a road trip buddy movie from Miami to LA. That's what it is.
Love it.
And so because it's a road trip movie, it's like it's big.
It's a little bit more complicated. It's not necessarily big budget, but it's more complicated.
It's more complicated. So we're thinking about writing a new movie about the Chonga Girls, but about us, what their life is like in Miami. Probably the one that we wrote already would probably be the sequel to the one that we're about to write. And it's like, we'll use everyone from Miami. Everything will be from Miami. I mean, we're still trying to figure it out if we're even going to do it or not. We're still thinking and talking about it, because we also want to write a pilot for TV. You know, like, we have really big dreams for the Chonga Girls. We're aiming pretty high, and yeah, I think that's what we're mostly focusing on right now.
And real talk, I'm sure all of you guys can relate to this, and it's just to spin off of what we were talking about earlier, is that I'm tired of, like, I feel like the work I'm most proud of is stuff that I didn't wait for permission for. Right. And that I just went out and did. And and I guess I expected that because I got a certain amount of success and clout, that then, you know, automatically that means that there should be certain doors that are open for me. And that has, you know, a lot of doors have opened for me. but I'm like itching to do the same thing on a grander scale.
Right.
I'm itching to make something, like I'm itching to make a feature without asking for permission and just going balls to the wall, full throttle, and like seeing if it sticks to the wall or if it falls, because at the end of the day, like that's what this life is about. It's about failing all the time.
Yeah. I fucking love it. Yes, that's true. You gotta think about all the times that you failed and like what brought you to this moment, right? So
yeah,
I think about my first videos and like when I first started doing rants, it came from failure. It came from me wanting to be this singer, and you know that not going so well. So that frustration led me to like be like, you know what, fuck this shit. I'm gonna talk online, and it worked from there. But
do you sing? You sing?
Does she sing?
Yeah, I do. I'll be singing.
This might be a stupid question, and forgive me if it is, it's like ignorant, but have you ever written about that?
About trying to be a singer?
Being a singer and then realizing that you were actually a comedian?
Well, no, I haven't, but that's a great idea. That's a good girl. You just gave me an idea. That's awesome.
We're gonna see a Sasha movie and a Chonga Girl movie.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I think that's dope. I think because also we're from the East Coast, right? And we all have this experience of coming to LA and how like unsocial they were. Like people were like, oh my God, how was LA? Is LA during these quarantine times? Is it hard? I'm like, no, LA has been antisocial. Like what's the point? Like
are you in LA?
Yeah, I'm currently in LA right now.
Moved to LA.
Huh?
Oh,
yeah, I moved 2 years ago.
Oh, wow. I did not know that.
Yeah, I've been bi-coastal.
Okay.
You know, my parents got a room for me, so I'm claiming that to be my space.
I'm
but
currently in grandpa's room in Miami. I'm currently in my grandpa's room in Miami.
Right.
As well.
Exactly. So he's like, you pay your rent over here and then you crash in your parents' house. So that's what I've been doing. But yeah, man. So what is an advice that you would like to give everyone or say to people that are starting off?
Another advice?
Yeah, another advice. Yes.
Well, other than keeping it real and being authentic.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Don't you're only competing with yourself.
I like that one. That's a fact.
Yeah. Oh, and don't put too much pressure on yourself. I would say that. Don't put too much pressure on yourself, because sometimes you're just like, oh, it doesn't look good. It's like, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just do it. Just do the first one. Just.
See, I always equivocate that to when you make pancakes. The first pancake, never good. Mm-hmm. But guess what? The rest of them come out dope.
It's true. You got to practice. Practice makes perfect. Just don't put that much pressure on the very, very first one. Just do it. Just do it.
Also, well, I want to play a fun game with you girls.
Okay, let's play.
Okay. You're both from Florida.
Yeah.
And Florida is known to be a little crazy. Mm-hmm. We're gonna play a fun game called Florida Headline or Fake News.
Okay. We're gonna be good at this game because we've looked at all of them.
Florida headlines can be a little crazy, and I'm gonna give you guys some notice here too. Sasha has not seen any of these, so Sasha's playing as well.
Oh, okay.
To give you a little example of a Florida headline that's real, Sasha, because I need you to have a barometer of what's real and what's not.
Can I eat because it's melting? Can I?
Go ahead.
Oh, yes, please. I'm hungry now.
So here's a Florida headline that is real. Florida man doesn't get straw, attacks McDonald's employee. I just want you to know the level of crazy that's happening in Florida.
That's real.
That's real. No. I'm giving you an example of a real one.
Okay.
All right, so here we go.
Okay.
Florida headline or fake news. Florida man suspicious wife is masturbating with vegetables, beats her with a cucumber.
True.
That's fake news.
So wait, who's saying fake? Who's saying true? It is fake news.
Yeah, too far.
Did I go too far?
Too far.
Listen, I've been in lockdown a while. I've been on stage. So
I think that one's good because that one is not crazier than the real ones. All right, next one.
Okay. All right, next one. Ready? Florida, is it
Crazy.
Florida news or fake headline? Florida man denies syringes found in rectum are his.
Real.
I feel like that's real.
That's real.
Real.
You guys are right. That is real. That was a news story that came out January 7th of 2019. I don't know how you did not I'm just holding these for a friend.
Come on.
These ain't mine.
I woke up in the news.
All right, here we go. Headline of fake news. Arrested Florida couple pleasure each other in back of a cop car.
True. True.
I don't know because I feel like all the sex ones you made up all the sex ones because you're on lockdown.
He's frustrated. That ain't.
I guess I'm gonna say it's true because they did.
Okay.
They did.
True on all of them.
You guys are right. It is true. That happened February 26th of 2019.
It sounds believable. It sounds like that crazy couple that is always trying to find something new and sexy in their life.
Something exciting. Like,
credit. If they were handcuffed, how hard it is to.
I think that makes it exciting, though.
Yeah, right. I have no idea how that one.
Yeah, touch you. Oh, that. Yes, I love that.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to you. Yeah, that's all right.
Here we go. Ready? Real or fake news? Florida man smears girlfriend's feces on himself to prove his undying love.
Oh, that's gotta be fake. Because I believe in humanity. Humanity won't go that far, would they?
You ain't been to Florida.
I agree with you.
I'm gonna say it's fake too.
Yeah, all right. It is fake.
You know, this game should really be called Inside Erik's Psyche during quarantine because some of this is dark, okay?
I'm now the ones that are fake have come. I read one and I was like, let's try to take it next level here. All right, here we go.
You said yes and.
Yeah, I might have gone a little too much yes and. All right. Florida man calls 911 to say roommate stole his leftovers.
That's
true.
That's true. I'm just copying them now.
I know. Girl.
That one is actually fake.
Oh wow! I feel like something.
But that sounds like something that would happen.
I know.
That sounds very
I
believable.
feel like a really petty person would do that. I feel like the Chonga Girls would do that.
Maybe that's more New York.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
The Chonga Girls would do that to Olivia.
Florida man throws Whoppers at customers exiting McDonald's to teach them Burger King is better.
Oh my God.
That's fake. I'm making my own decision.
Good for you.
I love that you went first. Hold up. I want to say first.
That's real.
Before I get swindled.
I'm going to say fake.
That is fake. Sasha. Sasha, you come on.
Damn, I was on a good ass streak.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Fake or real news? Florida man accused of attacking mom when she wouldn't dress his mannequin.
Wait,
True.
what?
Florida man, hold on, let me read it again. Florida man accused of attacking mom when she wouldn't dress his mannequin.
True.
I'm going to say fake.
I'm going to say false.
It is a true story.
Hey, she got it right.
It looks like Mimi knows her Florida news.
Because I was like, that's not dark enough for Erik, so it's probably true.
I don't like this. I don't like this thing you have of me in your head. I don't like it. And having
it's okay. I'm weird too. No judgment.
All right. Here we go. Fake or real news? Florida man calls 911 to get out of his fast food shift.
Fake.
I'm going to say that's true.
True.
All right.
Sasha, you gonna fake?
I'm gonna go with the ladies.
I don't like you got swayed here. It is true.
Okay.
That is a true Florida headline.
I've done ratchet things working in Florida as well, so I know.
All right, we're gonna do last one. Here we go. True or fake news? Florida man reports handgun stolen during an orgy at his house.
Yes, that is true.
True.
Wait, were you there? You answered that way too fast.
She was there. She was there.
Hold up. That was Bill's party. I know that part. Yeah, that's
I remember that.
Yeah.
All three saying true?
True that.
It is a true story that happened in
Yeah.
2019.
They're ratchet. I should say we're ratchet, porque
Yeah.
I am part of it.
All right. Before we let you guys go, first of all, thank you guys for being on here.
Having us.
Like I said, I've been fans of you since Hispanicize, and I was upset because you guys did a UCB show where you did like a late night with the Chonga Girls.
Oh, yeah.
I was actually out of town and I missed it because I was going to come.
Well, hopefully, I mean, who knows what the state of theater nowadays, but hopefully we have it again. And
yeah, I think that theater will be a thing. It's just like crowded, very, very crowded, like standing crowds. I think that's going to be.
Yeah,
that theater was small. It was the Franklin location. It's like this big.
I just wonder what the future of all theaters is going to be like, moving forward.
Well, you guys know that now you can't get it from surfaces, right? Like that's the fact. Like you can't get corona from touching things.
No way.
Yeah.
That's the
GTFO.
Get the fuck out of here. Yeah.
I didn't know that. When did they say that?
They said it. I don't like maybe like I found out like a couple days ago. Like
I think that's fake news, Erik.
I don't know. I feel like this is like, I don't know if because I know I'm a little older than all y'all, but I remember like when AIDS first came, I was like, you don't smell them, don't touch it. And then like later on you find out like, oh no, that was all, that's not how you get it.
It's facts. And they're saying that the way that you can get it and the reason why it was spreading so fast is because of when people are in like standing crowds together and they're like literally talking like
so we can't go clubbing.
So it was just like yeah, so it was pretty much an airborne virus. Is what they were trying to say, pretty much. But if you stay far away from each other, that's supposed.
And I feel like if everyone wears their masks,
right? So,
which is great for comedy, right, guys?
Right.
An audience with masks on, so you can't see the smiling and enjoyment.
That's so true, Erik.
You're gonna be back in the green room, like, how'd it go? I don't know. They
no idea.
But you know what? It's better. Because then, you know how sometimes you see people in a show and they're just like, then you don't have to see them do that.
Right.
They're rare. Most people laugh.
Right.
That's what we see of.
Right. And while you're on stage, you perform in front of a plexiglass,
Yeah, we're like Tinkerbell. We need the attention in order to survive.
Right.
So we've been doing this thing called Quarantine Confessions, where we confess something we've been doing during quarantine.
Okay.
Out of the norm. So like I confessed that Mimi's ready. I feel like this would be a Florida headline, by the way. So like I confessed that I had never seen an episode of The Wire. That's what I've been doing during quarantine. I'm just watching
Wire?
Yeah. So now I'm just watching it and I feel like I'm so far like everyone's already watched it, but now I want to talk about it and there's no one around because like that was 10 years ago.
Yeah, everyone's like,
oh my God.
I never seen it either. So
I don't even know what it is.
Oh.
All right. So go ahead. I'll let you guys do your quarantine confessions. What do you got?
Okay, my quarantine confession is that I have contacted every single ex-boyfriend of mine I've ever had in my life.
True.
I had like a 1 hour long conversation with my first love from high school. Like technically, my first boyfriend. Had a longest phone conversation I ever had with him I also had a 2 hour conversation with my 8th grade boyfriend, and I keep trying to get him to come down from Orlando. That's another story. And
thirst is real.
And then I recently hung out like 2 days ago with another ex-boyfriend of mine from college.
Wow,
you hung out with him again?
What show was this? What's this?
I love Laura. Wait, hold up.
And I'm always texting with my most recent ex. So I got it covered here, everybody. I'm doing
great. Dude, that's so funny. Oh my God.
I've been, I don't know if this is a confession. Mimi already knows. I was going through a breakup when the quarantine started, and then I got back with him, and then we broke up again, and then we got back, and not all of my friends know.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Well, now you know.
Nice.
We both found out something new today. I feel like
I haven't told all of my friends because first of all, I got to be sure that we are gonna get back together. Second of all, I'm almost like que pena because like when the quarantine started and I broke up with him, I was like dying, and all my friends were like, "Oh my God, we got you! Don't worry, fuck him!" Like da 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 da. And now that I'm back, I'm like, how do I tell them? They're gonna think I'm a loca.
That's always the worst when you break up with somebody and right away everybody what they really thought of that person comes out garbage, and then you're like, we're back together.
Well,
He's great. Okay.
That's so funny. Well, my quarantine confession is that I've been dating someone during the quarantine and we just made 3 months. So that's great.
But quarantine 3 months is like almost like garbage. That's about 2 years.
Love in the time of quarantine. Time of COVID. That's what
it's funny because like the other day, I went to my friend's birthday thing, and so like he comes, right? But the funny thing is like, I'm like, oh man, it sucks because he won't know anyone, you know, like my coworkers from like Fuse. So when he gets there, like everyone's like, oh my God, dude, how are you? So they know him because he used to work with them at another spot. So he knows like 4 of the 5 people that are there.
Oh, damn.
So it's like, now it makes it worse because it's like, I've never seen you guys together ever, right? So everyone's like, oh, like, how do you guys know each other? And we're like, doing a bit, you know? What we're going to say? We're being irresponsible during the quarantine.
Right.
So you guys were breaking like quarantine since the beginning?
Yeah.
But then that's okay because you were quarantined together pretty much.
Yeah.
You know, I kept saying in the beginning of the quarantine that it would be awesome to start a relationship in the quarantine because you don't have anything else you have to do and you can just like really indulge in that other person.
It's
great. Good for you.
All right, here's my quarantine confession. So when the lockdown happened, our neighbors left. They have another home. They're like, we're getting out of here, going lockdown. I've been taking my kids over to their backyard because they got a giant trampoline. I'm like, yo, y'all want to go jump on a trampoline? Let's go.
That is an amazing confession.
Wow, that's a really good one. That trumps all of our confessions. Wow.
My wife gets mad every time. She's like, that's breaking and entering, right? I'm like, they're not there. They're not gonna know.
There are no cameras up in there.
Yeah. I'm waiting for them to come back. Like, can we talk to you? The footage.
What? That's not me.
That's a great start to something.
That's beautiful.
Well, thank you guys so much again. Tell everybody where they can find you. Mimi, start with you.
You can find me on Instagram. I'm not on Snapchat. I'm not on OnlyFans. And on the Instagram, the Chonga Girls, TheChonga-Girls.
Yes.
Laura, where can people find
you? You guys can find me on Instagram at itsLaudaD_Lorenzo. And yeah, on Facebook too. That's it. Okay. On Twitter, I have very, very old tweets. I never learned how to use it. So if you do go in there and see my tweets, it's a little awkward. It's a little weird.
Yeah, and don't hold them against her, apparently.
I won't.
Sasha.
You can find me on Instagram at Sasha Merci. Also, check us out on Fuse TV on YouTube. Watch, like, share, leave below.
New episode's coming out soon, right?
Yes. Well, it already dropped. Our new episode just dropped on Friday.
But it's so great too.
Thank you. I appreciate it. We have big news, so I can't wait to share it with everyone.
Hell yeah.
And then you can follow me on everything at Erik Rivera Comedy. Sasha, that's for you too. You can follow me.
I am actually, and I did it.
And catch us here every Monday at 12 o'clock, Brownish Live with me and Sasha. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.